All right. They did the horn blow thing. So let me return the favor. Because as soon as I hit go live, they did the horn blow thing. So I got to return the salute. But anyway, look at what I got. And they just announced it. So I don't know. Should be packed. So what does that mean? I got to be there. It starts at 2. But uh nah, this ought to be interesting. Could you imagine me? I got to see the reaction. It's not because I'm black, but because I'm a target. So what's gonna? Are they gonna have people infiltrate and? Because they're gonna follow me, right? They're gonna follow me. So are they gonna have people infiltrate? I guess it says start at 2. So I don't know. Is it like a rock concert? Should I get there like, bring me some lunches? It's some soda, it's some water, yeah, cooler and some water. But it's inside. It's inside. It's inside. That's another thing. That's why they. But yeah, it's inside. This is at the Coliseum or whatever they call it. But that place is pretty close. I drive by there a lot of times when I miss a turn because I'm. Nowadays, when you move to a new city and the whole time I've been here for everything, I've been using Google for this. I've been here what 10, 11 years. So there's barely places. There's only a few places I know by heart. Everywhere else, I still gotta Google that shit. Jobs, or I ain't been working. I guess I did my last job probably ever. Yeah, they're mad. Yeah, exactly. They hate when I say I'm retired. I don't know what your medical retirement, but whatever. Retired. But I like to say it because they get mad. I didn't even care. They the ones that care. They hate titles. So yeah, I'm not even doing the labor jobs, day labor jobs, and plus it's empty from what I see. I don't see nothing nowhere. Yeah, banquet service. I ain't, you gotta have a uniform anyway. And it's been empty. People could, since I don't check, but every couple of weeks, like when I was working, I guess you would check all day long. And so that could be why I'm missing everything because I don't check. But so the rally, yes, and it wasn't announced. I don't know. I just have actually this phone. It has a glitch. Sometimes I don't know what I was looking for, and it'll this this page will come up, and you gotta go right, and that's how I saw. But I think I had it open. I might have been playing a game or something this morning, and I had it open, and it glitched again, and the that from the right came on. Yeah, that's what happened. But I was doing something. Who looks at fucking Google anymore? Or even MSN or whatever. But it had it said, Trump was coming here. And then it's like, when? Is it weeks? And it's like, nah, this Wednesday. And that was this morning. So I did the thing. I thought it was. And so, yeah, I got it just says show up. And, and this is your ticket. This is your ticket. So this ought to be funny. Like I said, I'm going to get there early. So maybe I can get in the front. Y'all might actually see me. I don't know how it works. Do you get there early? Because you get there at 2 o'clock, I'm pretty sure it's going to be packed. And who knows? They might have. I mean, I ain't worried about security. I'm just like, but I'm talking about the line waiting outside. Cause I think about maybe bringing this cooler and some water, but you gotta. That's why you're outside. What you gonna do with all that water in the cooler? You can't. Maybe. I mean, they gonna check it, I guess, but don't know. But that ain't really what this is the same old thing. More stories about stupid Democrats. This one right here, Joy Reid. And yeah, right, she says just something stupid. I ain't see this till again about 5 minutes ago before I was just about to go, live or whatever. All right, listen to what this dummy says. This is just plain stupid.
For all they knew, yet they allowed him to stand up.
And they always try to sound smart, like or logical, like they're actually being logical. Like, why would they? But I'm gonna tell you something.
Not much. We know that 3 people were shot. 1 person, unfortunately, was killed at the rally. We don't know where they were sitting or standing relative to him. We don't know why, for 9 full seconds, Donald Trump was allowed to stand back up during an active shooter situation, even though they, at that point, had said the shooter was down. How would they have known if there were more shooters or not?
I can answer that. Not Secret Service, but that's what you train for. You know that in a couple of seconds. And honestly, you ever been in the hood? Like I said, walking home from school, this back in that late 80s, 88, 80, you know which way the bullet's coming from. You hear it. So these guys are trained. That's what all they do. They don't just stand around with sunglasses on. They're supposed to be trained. We now see the picture of the head of the Secret Service, a diversity hire, Biden administration or whatever. Yeah, we're going to, she's the first head, whatever. But they're talking about why was they know it was only one shooter within probably 3 seconds, not 9 seconds. If you take 9, I would guess if you take 9 seconds, you shouldn't be Secret Service.
We're in the Matrix.
I think it's fair to say.
Like, he's right there. And they're yelling, he's got a gun. There's a guy in the prone position on a roof 150 yards away from the former president. The whole thing's nuts. The whole thing stinks of either incompetence or design, or we're in the Matrix.
I think it's fair to say incompetence or design, or we're in the Matrix.
Could be one of those.
Are they all
3.
mutually exclusive? I don't know, Robbie.
So Joe Rogan's questions, unlike Joy Reid's question, Joy Reid was questioning something that we already know the answer to. No, he was grazed by the bullet. That's been confirmed. There was some, she wants it to be glass fragments, I think, because that sounds less cool.
Well, Newsmax initially reported the glass fragment story, that it was the teleprompter.
They were wrong. It was a bullet. I mean, that's what all the mainstream and all of the reporting says. That's what Trump has said himself. And
what glass fragment? What are they talking about?
You can see the bullet passing his head. Nobody's shown any evidence of a damaged teleprompter, so it's established that it's been a bullet, unless there's some contrary reporting. I think she wants it to not be a bullet because that's the cooler thing, and
I think they want an official statement from the Secret Service on precisely what happened.
Yeah, I want an official statement from the Secret Service on why they did not stop this thing quicker. Why they did not get Trump off the stage or put him down the second they already knew there was a guy with a gun on the roof. We interviewed someone from the Secret Service yesterday, and I appreciated a former Secret Service agent with some expertise.
I mean, that is really not what I was going to talk about. It just it was on there, how just stupid Democrats. It's just all right. So just same thing though, more black on black shit. Here, this one, Shannon Sharp.
All lies will be exposed. That's all.
Hey, remember I told you they're getting nastier with me, the car drivers. They really trying to get you to do something, knowing they're gonna call the cops. Seriously, I ain't even talking about fighting. Don't nobody want to fight y'all. The people are done, and that just means I'll leave it at that. People are done with y'all. All right, nobody wants to fight you. Trust me, it's not because we can't beat you.
One who takes that the wrong way know why they take it the wrong way.
I said I'm a conversationalist.
All right, now we went through the Shannon Sharp months ago, but now he's saying he's getting way more backlash. This is like what they, he's a target now. He's a TI. He really might not understand what he's going through, but this is way more than just Hollywood and da da da. But thankfully for him, again, like me, he should have way more money. The podcast should just be a thing and a new career, and is maybe his feelings, but he should still have plenty of millions from his career. But anyway, here go the end. The bullshit I just had to say something about. Now, I don't know if y'all know her. I barely know her. She's another unfunny chick that came out of nowhere. I think she even had a show, and you couldn't watch it. She's unfunny, literally. Hate Trump, hate this and that, hate America. Amanda Seals, right? So supposedly, well, not supposedly, he out on the show, but she's talking about she got autism. And Shannon Sharp, big old football player, buckethead, as we would say, big old dude. You went to high school, that nigga was with him. If you went with him, you had niggas in high school, big as Shannon. Everybody did, no matter what color high school you were. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. He says the correct shit, and she's basically just. And then the people, the so-called, I don't know, maybe trolls, I think it's fake, it's supposed to be black, on Twitter, went in on him. Oh, emotional. No, he I'll show you. I'll just play it.
I came with it, especially as a black girl growing up in America. Now,
see, yeah, all that bullshit. Everybody's like, everybody knows who Taraji is. They're different. She got talent. She's a real actress. You got real talent. And that's totally different. But this Amanda Seals chick, she came out of nowhere. Nobody knows who the fuck she is. She's supposed to be a comedian or something. She's unfunny. Like, what's that dude? Stephen Colbert. Like one of them from like that. Like Jon Stewart was actually funny, but he's a Democrat. Bill Maher, like I said, I don't like him, but he's just unfunny too. But basically it's because he's trying to be one of them. It's like something wrong with him. It's like he could be funny, because what I'm saying, you can't be funny and be a Democrat, because you got to tell lies. The comedy has to be truth, whether it's your family, your wife, your husband, your kids, your childhood. It has to be the truth that people can relate to. If you lying, it's not funny.
in the interview, Amanda talked about living with autism.
That is what
Controversy. Although the Club Shay Shay interview is generally a feel-good interview where guests seem to be having a good time, there are still some episodes that have generated backlash for Shannon. For example, he recently came under fire after his interview with Amanda Seals aired. In the interview, Amanda talked about living with autism and all the struggles that came with it, especially as a black girl growing up in America.
And what does autism have to do with being black? You really want to just face palm? Especially as a black, and this is a red bone. Especially as a black, bitch, you're red or half white or whatever. But as a black girl, and I grew up in the 80s. I'm older than her. So I don't want to hear all that shit. I'm darker. I went to all white school. She tries to pull that card too, but it's like, nope. I went to all white school in the South, and I had just moved in the middle of the school year. 1 week I'm in New York. Next week, I'm down south in Georgia in school with a bunch of white kids in the deep South. No problems. Black as hell. So I went, and I'm older than her. She might be a little bit younger than me, probably 40 something, but either way, it's like, no, there wasn't no, like I said, if anything, they just didn't like you. Maybe you was stuck up, thought you was better than even everybody. That might have been it.
Now, to be fair, Shannon did seem confrontational at the beginning of the interview. For example, when Amanda talked about her mother noticing that she had some of the symptoms of autism and then eventually seeing how differently her mind worked, Shannon tried to gaslight her by trying to make...
That's what I'm talking about, gaslight. First of all, listen to what she said, and this is what Amanda herself said, that whatever, met this Amanda chick. She says, Just listen again.
That have generated backlash for Shannon. For example, he recently came under fire after his interview with Amanda Seales aired. In the interview, Amanda talked about living with autism and all the struggles that came with it, especially as a Black girl growing up in America. Now, to be fair, Shannon did seem confrontational at the beginning of the interview. For example, when Amanda talked about her mother noticing that she had some of the symptoms of autism and
Her mother noticed. She don't have autism. I don't care. No. And so that's what I said. Remember, I was like, I just said, I live down south. I can't. But she has no, she don't. And she's a grown ass woman, and now she got money because she sold out. She still ain't got no diagnosis. She could take herself right now. She got more than enough money from the Democrats to tell these lies, and that's all Shannon was saying. Where's the diet? He's really being respectful. This whoever this chick is, her channel, I never seen it before. Is talking about that he's trying to explain, and she's like, there are diagnoses. She's trying to say it like he's saying there's no diagnosis. Autism ain't real. He's saying you yourself don't have a diagnosis. You haven't been diagnosed. Anybody that know anything about mental stuff, you got, trust me, I know. Obviously I wouldn't be having this apartment and cars and spending my business, whatever. And it's not, I didn't go for money. I told y'all I was going because I really thought they could help. That's what I was taught. You need help, don't be scared. I'm still at that point gonna be a lawyer. Like I said, y'all meant for harm to harm me, which y'all meant for harm turned to good. But it's still, you know not what I wanted my life to be. If it was up to me, I'd probably still be in flying helicopters. Chief Warrant Officer 5 or 4. It's rare to be a 5, but that's in the 90s. You know, but I'll take being a millionaire and da da da. But it's not what I wanted. But I still get to defeat y'all. That's even better. And so anyway, the bottom line is she don't have. The clouds open up. Another revelation. What mom wouldn't take if she thought she had, and I don't care, she was poor. Again, I was in New York. At the beginning, yeah, I had to go to the county. All my shit was from the county. All that shit, free stuff. All of us, free stuff. Because a matter of fact, if I remember, I think they did have me looked at for maybe autism or something like that. But yeah, she's trying to use it as a sign of a genius. It is like, bitch, you're not talented. You're not like nobody, Van Gogh or whatever. She's trying to, yeah, she's basically trying to say she's some kind of comedic genius or whatever she thinks she is. Autism, yeah, like it's something to be like, no. And that's what she was mad about with Shan. But that's what the handlers, the puppet masters, the bosses who gonna get smoked, put her out there to say and think people stupid enough to fall for this shit.
Making it up. It turned into narcissism.
But you can be brilliant without being artistic, though, right?
You see? Yeah. You see, Shannon just smarter than her. Big old football head. He's like, you wouldn't see. Yeah, say it to his face. I hope he know I was joking. But anyway, he's outsmarting. He's intelligent. He's way more than she is. He's like, You don't have. That's you don't have to be. She's trying to say, oh yeah, that's why I'm a misunderstood genius. No, you're not. You're not funny. You're not talented. You're just a liar.
1,000%. Absolutely.
But just
Because I'm both.
but
I'm gifted and autistic.
yes, but Amanda, sometimes just
She
because
said it right there. Gifted and autistic. She thinks, yes, like, they under, like I said, like Van Gogh or something, like, does anybody, your work isn't being boycotted or nothing because you tell the truth about Donald Trump. No, you're not funny. You're not talented. She had a show. They will say she came out with it. I don't know, was it on HBO or something? It's like, bitch, you might as well just just be like Instagram, the rest of them. But you're too old. You waited too late.
you have a special gift, that doesn't mean that you have a spectrum or you have a. Just because you see things differently, it doesn't mean that you're on the spectrum or you.
This isn't really just simply how I see.
And like I said, he's trying to explain that you ain't, basically, you ain't special. She ain't funny. She ain't got no talent. Somebody like Shannon, he got talent. He made it. He got physical talent. It seemed like he's smarter, right? Hall of Famer. So a talented person telling you, that's another thing. See, these young folks, they try to just downgrade anybody older than them. Like, you got to remain relevant, and I never in my day would think of that, of the older folks. I never did that. I never disrespected the older folks. And it's not like superstition. Don't disrespect the older folks. You won't get no, blessings. No, that's not it. It's just right. You respect them for what they did. They always, oh, you ain't did nothing since the 90s or the 2000s, something like that. And it's not that they don't have no blessings. That just means a person that even thinks like that, they themselves have nothing going on for themselves. They don't have no talent. People don't tell them things like that. They don't get compliments. And we don't search for compliments. They come at you. A lot of us are quiet, So it's like, okay, you failed the autism test. What the fuck? You just want to be autistic so bad. Who does that?
When you take the test, you're like, hold up. Amanda talked about how she went to correct with a teacher after
See, they cut it. Where, I could go to his channel and look for that interview, because where's her diagnosis? She got a diagnosis. Sound like she ain't got no diagnosis. Like I said, untalented, disrespectful, in class, starting an argument. She called it correcting a teacher. And then the whole thing might be, who knows what happened, I don't know. Might be a lie. She's just a smart mouth little bitch, and that was it. Always. That's why they chose her. She was, they tried to, like I said, they lowering the standard. I was like I said, matter of fact, all day long I was the only black kid in my classes. I had, it was a bunch of us. We hung together after school on the school bus to and from. But I was the only black kid in my class. All class, all day long. Except for one class, I had a black science teacher. Matter of fact, he applied for the teacher in space, the one that killed Crystal McKnight. He told us beforehand. When it was announced, they announced it way before, a year before. It was a light skinned dude. Always looked like I don't know. It reminded me of somebody from like TV or something. I don't know. He's a normal looking dude. I guess he's just because he had like the mini afro and a beard, but he's like real light skinned, lighter than her. And he was the science. He was our science teacher, and he actually applied. I think it was. Know what? No, he told us afterwards, after it blew up. He's like, he applied it. This is in Georgia, Roswell, Atlanta. Outside, right outside Atlanta, and he told us after he had applied, got turned down.
Who called a conference because she was talking about Aboriginal art, and she said that she stood in front of the class and said, that the Aborigines are a Stone Age people, and I was like, ma'am, there are Aboriginals alive right now. Like, they are a part of civilization. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, no, what I mean is that they've never advanced.
And technically they didn't, And honestly, you could tell, like, I always wondered, like, are they half black or what? Part black, or how did they get separated? And honestly, in the last 2 years, I didn't watch a couple of shows with Aboriginals on them. One about time travel. Both of them still on Netflix, and another one is about female prison. Both of them on Netflix. And it got like one, but each one got like a couple of Aboriginals. Well, the other one, the time travel one or whatever it was, and again, it is also about racism. That one is. Now, the prison one is about women prison. The Aboriginal, she's just in there. She's just a character because she did something. And that's it. It's not about racism. It's about them hoes. Yeah, they got all the Orange is the New Black scenes and all that shit. But it's the other one is, because it's about something about time travel or something. Anyways, and he was the owner of the plantation. And my point is, technically they didn't. They was cut off. And you could look at one and see it. And like most of us, our first introduction really was in school. And she's my age. With the first thing, we all know it. Crocodile Dundee, remember? In the 80s. That's not a knife. This is a knife. We always saying that, for years. In the early grade school. Remember his buddy. Because that was the first time. Cause I was so shocked, about how he talked. He talked that, he was, I remember seeing it, I guess we was like, what, 4th grade, 5th grade it was. With it, first they show him. And then he talks like, hey mate. That's the first Aboriginal most of us seen is on Crocodile Dundee. I forgot the character's name, but so all this so-called getting offended and it's just everybody's getting tired of it. I see Shannon's tired of it, but like supposedly now he's having the it's not backlash. It's them. Same people fucking with me, There's probably on here now. Lead the cut. Yeah, it's them. It's a good thing though. But anyway, like I said, if she ain't getting no diagnosis, then you ain't got no autism. You don't have autism. Your mom thought, and your mom was supposed to take you to the hospital, to the doctor. I don't care if you ain't had no insurance or you was on welfare. She's still supposed to spend all day with you to get you tested. And that's the way it go.
And we're in a classroom in Orlando, Florida. So, like, if we don't check this type of stuff, it's going to just continue.
No, you don't check that type of stuff. You the kids. Like I said, you in Orlando, Florida. I'm in Roswell, Georgia. Probably the same time period. See, no, I didn't hear it. I don't have nothing, like I said, I got sent to the office. She thought Perry, but she's a girl. But that's because I was one of the boys, like I said. That's how I got my first job. A year later, when we was in 8th grade. We was in trouble again. And make it so bad, we had to stand in line. I don't know what we did. It was so many of us that we was in line in the principal's office. And like I said, I remember they had, like, I didn't know it then, but, just like now, you go any job. I don't care if you work in the office. In the office, they usually gonna have it in the break room too. The work laws for that state, the federal work laws, but also the state. And I'm standing there looking. I look to the left, and I'm waiting for my next turn to go up. I guess we got detention or in-house suspension or whatever. Or what's it called? Yeah, detention after school. But I'm waiting my turn, and I look, and I'm just reading. I was bored. Oh, you can have a work permit. 14 in Georgia, you get a work permit, you get a job. I don't remember the rest. I really don't. I just remember being on a job at McDonald's. I went and got a job, and that same person I had to get a. I came back and got a. You get it from him, take it to your mama, or whoever your dad, or whoever your guardians, whoever, and bring it back. Then you could take it to wherever you get, wherever you, that's gonna, whoever gonna hire you. And for me, it was McDonald's. Well, like I said, some of the same guys in my class, these white boys, it was a bunch of us, about 3 or 4 of us working there at the same McDonald's. But I was the first one. So, and I think I'm older than her. So I know I'm older than her, but yeah, well, let me just see. Uh, so you having all this trouble down south, that's just you. This is the thing that took you to the thing for the upcoming rally. And see, her name is popping up. You type in Amanda, but 40. Yeah, she's only 43. See those. I knew she was younger than me. It's like no. So that means this was sometime that she was in middle school. This was in the 90s. I don't want to hear this. The 90s, Florida, Orlando. No, it really is. Gangster rap was everywhere. I don't care. Wherever she said, no, ain't all this racism. We just get the fuck out of here. This was the 90s. 90s, not just gangster rap. Fucking the movies, everybody. Eddie Murphy's damn near has been by the end of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? You got Will Smith, all there with Will. He probably wasn't a star yet. He was still on the Fresh Prince on TV. But I'm just saying. Nah, that was the late. If it was middle school, because yeah, she's 81, 10 years old. That's 4th grade, right? When you're 10. So this was the mid 90s when she talking that shit about she had to do all this and that. No, that's bullshit. You was just a disrespectful kid. And that's the end of it. Ain't no, oh, you had to put them in check in the late fucking 90s. The fuck out of here, right? Where she say? Orlando, she said?
Like, ma'am, there are Aboriginals.
Which Amanda felt was unfair.
Like I had a teacher, Miss
Yeah,
Schwinn.
unfair. That's what I'm saying. These losers, they feel like it's unfair because she think, yeah, she light skinned, she a red bone, she thinks she deserve more. And you don't. You're a dime a dozen. And she couldn't make it. This is the 90s. She couldn't make it as a video because she maybe too young or whatever. She couldn't be in videos with rappers and Puffy. So she deserved more. It's unfair. I'm light skinned. I should be having this and that. It's just all that bullshit.
Who called a conference because she was talking about Aboriginal art. And she said that she stood in front of the class and said, that the Aborigines are a Stone Age people. And I was like, ma'am, there are Aboriginals alive right now. Like, they are a part of civilization. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, well, no, what I mean is that they've never advanced. And we're in a classroom in Orlando, Florida. So, like, if we don't...
Orlando, Florida. In like 94, 95, I don't know. Did she say middle school or what is she talking about? Either way, no, bitch. Stop lying. If it's 94, like I said, by then, Will Smith, everybody take Bad Boys is out. All types of shit. Wesley Snipes is up there. Denzel. It's like, Orlando, the fuck out of here. Ain't they... Two-Lie Crew, I don't know where Miami rather. They from Miami. All of that. Miami been on the map. So Orlando been on the Florida itself been on the map since Two-Lie Crew. Then you got other rappers. All types of shit. I don't want to hear, Orlando, and then that means she's a suburb girl. That is always the ones who was in the suburb at an all-white school. And she a red bone. She trying to be super black. Now, I used to tell my homeboy that when we was in high school, I got a homeboy, he likes, We, for a minute we call ourselves salt and pepper. When we get on the girls, but he about her color. He might be lighter. But I used to tell, see, man, because he like her. He is like her. He don't like her. I don't even know if he know her, but. That's what I know. Man, it's always y'all. I was joking. It's always y'all light skinned people causing trouble for us good black folks. Massa gonna get us. I was joking. This is like 91 or something. It's always y'all light skinned want to escape off the plantation. I think I was repeating Robert Townsend. I played that skit. I was Hollywood Shuffle. That's probably where I got it from. But this like a couple of years later. I'm like, but I added my own. It's always y'all light skinned niggas. I always want to fight and be super black and this and that and red, black, and green and back to Africa. Y'all always fuck it up for the rest of us good black folks. And it is, it's true though. They always got to be super. It's like they got something to prove because they light skinned. It's like ain't nobody mad. If you my homie or whatever, I love y'all. Or if I was dating you, yeah, I don't care what color, as long as you ain't cheating and you love me, it's all good. But y'all ain't gotta do all this. Seriously, you ain't gotta be blackity black, y'all. You ain't gotta be that black. Seriously, it ain't. And look, who she going in on a dark skinned brother like me. Yeah, she just super black and got to school him.
So, like, if we don't check.
And Shannon, he from the South too, deep South. He ain't talking about those stories. Oh, racism. And he older too. He's older. Me and him, we ain't got no stories of racism. We had to run from the white KKK or nothing. We had respect for our teachers and all that shit. And if I got trouble, I had parent-teacher conference too, but with my white teacher. Like I said, I remember she looked like Sandy Duncan a little bit. But that's what I thought. She had blonde hair. And yeah, we in there. Same thing, but I know what I did. I admit it. As in the Democrats always swear they're adults. Ain't no I had to put her in check. It's like, oh shit, she called my mama.
This type of stuff is gonna just continue.
Shannon didn't agree with her, though. He said where he came from, students don't correct their teacher for any reason. Then he said the teacher's actions might not have been due to racism, and she probably just reacted that way because she felt disrespected. Honestly, both sides seemed valid, and the interview went smoothly after they got past that awkwardness. However, fans later started dragging Shannon for gaslighting Amanda and being judgmental, despite claiming his podcast.
What is gas? He did not gaslight her. He asked about a diagnosis. Sound like, and she kept trying to overtalk. I might go on his channel and look at it. Was it Club Shay Shay? And see the whole thing, because it sounds like he's asking, do you have a diagnosis or anything? And she ain't got one. She's just going off on mama. And what type of mama don't take your child to get checked out if you think they're displaying some kind of symptoms like that?
Was the one podcast where guests wouldn't be judged. Shannon isn't the guy for this conversation. Amanda realized that at the end of this. He's cool, but he is not for us. He's not
all this shit, all that us. We tired of y'all us. Seriously, I say we put y'all us on the ship to communist China and y'all could be us over there. We tired of y'all, man. You don't want to be Americans like the rest of us. We tired of y'all. We tired of this us shit, trying to start shit and divide, and it's getting sickening. Seriously, we tired of y'all us. Us need to go. All y'all us got to go. You could be us in communist China.
Reviews, fun, lighthearted, and comical. That's it. He needs to just start listening more and not imposing his personal views. Now, there were people.
The diagnosis is not a personal view. If you ain't got no that's legal. You can't you can't go around, you can't collect the check, whatever, without a diagnosis. So you can't go get pills without a diagnosis unless you want Tylenol. So that's not an opinion, that's a legal point of view.
People who believed Shannon was right, like this person who said, Shannon ain't wrong. I remember vividly being a kid, and the adults always told us, speak when you're spoken to and come when you're called. Other than that, wasn't no correcting adults. We would have got smacked into next week for correcting them. Most people weren't feeling it though, and Shannon ended up addressing it in his recent interview with Cam Newton. He also added that if this was the only interview that the fans had an issue with out of all the interviews in his page, he could live with that.
I do. And I don't have anything bad to say about Amanda. I thought we had a great time. I'm sorry that once we aired what we aired, I mean, she was there for 3 hours. I'm sorry that she didn't feel like she got an opportunity to say what she said wanted to get off her chest. I probably was one of the few that gave her an opportunity to share her story, to say her side. I didn't cut her off when she said what she said about Issa Rae and said some of the other things that she had said. I let her speak but just the one time I was like, and Cam, you and I and maybe it's because I'm from the South, but correcting a teacher, even if the teacher was wrong, what? Listen, I'm like,
The teacher technically it sound like, teacher wasn't, it's just like she 90s was on some bullshit. She thought she wanted to get offended and da 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 da, and maybe she was a troublemaker and she thought it was a chance to put the teacher in her place. She really, one of them smart mouth little girls back in the day. And you see, like I said, she ain't funny. So I couldn't even finish watching the show. I think if I did try to watch it, you couldn't get past the first couple of minutes. But anyway, last one I wanted to point out with these people. That was enough of that, but is one last one. Alright, now this one, I'm gonna start a whole nother one right quick. But this one is like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if I'm gonna get a strike or they gonna give me, I ain't had a strike in over 6-7 months, but we'll see.